Your mission sounds simple. Drive from Lower Manhattan toward Midtown before daylight disappears. It is 1910, and your open automobile is entering a city that was never designed for it. Every direction is occupied by something slower, heavier, less predictable, or unable to move out of your way. A streetcar is trapped on rails. A wagon is pulled by a nervous animal. Pedestrians treat the road as public space. To survive the journey, you must control more than the machine. You must read an entire city, learning new rules in real time. Manhattan is not waiting for the automobile. It is already powered by horses. They haul food, coal, furniture, building stone, refuse, police equipment, ambulances, and fire engines. Historical counts vary because some records measured stable horses while others counted the wider city population. One health report recorded 62,208 horses in 1,307 stables and nearly 500 tons of manure collected from streets each day. Municipal archives estimate that New York still had about 128,000 horses in 1910. That means your car is not replacing an empty system. It is entering a dense living network of animals, workers, rails, and routines. The streets carry mud, dust, spilled feed, iron horseshoes, wagon grease, and animal waste. In dry weather, the surface becomes dust. In rain, it becomes a slick paste that hides holes and weakens traction. Your vehicle may be modern by 1910 standards, but it offers little protection by modern standards. The cabin is open. The tires are narrow. The controls are unfamiliar. Braking is mechanical and far less forgiving. Early headlamps can illuminate part of the road, but they cannot turn a chaotic avenue into a clearly marked corridor. There are regulations, licenses, police signals, and local rules, but they are fragmented and unevenly understood. Electric traffic lights have not yet organized New York intersections. Much of the burden falls on officers standing inside the danger. Your horn can warn people, but it can also frighten the horses that still power the city. Before you move, the first survival rule becomes obvious. Speed is not your greatest advantage. Observation is. The first major intersection is a wall of motion with no modern signal cycle to separate it. A policeman raises one hand toward a wagon while trying to release pedestrians with the other. A streetcar approaches on fixed rails. It can slow, but it cannot turn around you. Its wooden body occupies the crossing like a moving wall, and the motorman can only brake along the path already set by the rails. Two cyclists slip through a gap that exists for only a second. A child follows a rolling ball toward the roadway because this street was a playground long before it became a traffic channel. You can accelerate before the streetcar reaches the crossing, or remain still and lose the opening. The faster choice feels decisive. It is also based on the dangerous assumption that everyone else will hold position. You keep the throttle low and let the streetcar pass. The wagon behind you closes the space, and another automobile begins pressing from the side. Your car is now boxed between a rail vehicle, a horse team, and people crossing wherever they find room. The policeman changes his gesture. You ease forward, watching the horse's ears as carefully as the road. A bicycle cuts across the front wheel, and the distance you saved by waiting almost disappears. Nothing collides, but the lesson is immediate. There is no single traffic flow here. There are several competing systems. Then the engine coughs, the exhaust cracks, and the nearest horse throws its head upward. The animal does not understand ignition timing or mechanical noise. It understands a sudden threat beside its body. Its harness tightens against a loaded wagon. The driver pulls the reins, but fear is stronger than leverage. You can sound the horn to clear pedestrians, or stay quiet and risk being trapped beside the animal. You release the throttle and keep your hands steady. The horse rears. One shaft rises, the wagon tilts, and loose crates shift toward the street. A police officer moves toward the bridle while pedestrians scatter away from the wheels. If the horse bolts, the wagon becomes a heavy vehicle with no steering wheel and almost no reliable brake. Your escape route is blocked by the streetcar rail on one side and a delivery cart on the other. You turn just enough to create distance without crossing into the path of the trolley. The horse settles, but a crate breaks open and the intersection freezes around the debris. You survive because you did not add another noise to a frightened animal. Now rain begins, and the city changes faster than the traffic can adjust. Water carries manure, soil, ash, oil, and refuse across the uneven pavement. Street crews push the mixture toward the gutters, but every hoof and iron-rimmed wool spreads it back across the route. The narrow tires that seemed precise on dry blocks now ride on a surface with uncertain grip. Your goggles collect droplets. The small windshield does not give you a clean, protected view. A wagon ahead slows abruptly after one of its horses slips. You can brake in a straight line or steer toward the open space beside the streetcar track. Hard braking may lock or drag the wheels. Sudden steering may place a narrow tire against a steel rail. You apply the brake progressively, but the rear of the car begins to slide. The steering wheel turns in your hands while the vehicle continues in the direction its momentum has chosen. A puddle hides a depression, and the right wheel drops before climbing out again. The streetcar rail catches the tire at an angle and pulls the car toward the center of the road. You correct slowly, refusing the instinct to make one violent movement. The automobile stops crooked, close enough to a wagon that you can see rain running from the horse's harness. The machine is intact, but your margin has disappeared. The next mistake will begin from a worse position. At the next streetcar stop, passengers step directly from the car into the roadway. A woman guides a child down from the platform while a man behind them looks toward the sidewalk, not toward you. This behavior is not irrational in their world. Street users are still adapting to vehicles that close distance much faster than wagons. A 1913 illustration preserved by the Library of Congress shows the same conflict. Workers, children, pedestrians, streetcars, and automobiles sharing one contested space. You press the brake, but the wet surface gives you less stopping power than your eyes expect. Turning left would place you against oncoming wagons. Turning right would send you toward the curb and the waiting crowd. You keep the wheels straight and use a hand signal while the horn remains silent. The pedestrian finally sees the car and pulls back. A parcel falls into the mud, but the path clears. No one is struck. That is not evidence that the system is safe. It is evidence that several people reacted in time. The final threat arrives without impact or noise. Daylight is fading. Street illumination is uneven, and early automotive lamps produce a limited beam compared with modern electric headlights. Dark coats, wet horses, unmarked wagons, and pedestrians become difficult to separate from the background. There are no reflective lane markings, standardized turn indicators, or synchronized signals guiding you through the darkness. You can continue and complete the mission inside the automobile, or stop while you still control the outcome. Finishing on foot feels like surrender, but survival is not a contest of pride. You pull to the curb, secure the car, and step into the same street network you were trying to cross. On foot, you are slower, but you can stop instantly, hear the horses, and move with the crowd instead of against it. The automobile would eventually help reduce the city's dependence on horses and the enormous sanitation burden surrounding them. Between 1910 and 1920, New York's horse population fell sharply as motor vehicles took over more work. But the new machine created another crisis before laws, street design, signals, driver training, and public habits caught up. By the mid-1920s, motor traffic had become one of the defining dangers of American urban life. The car solved one urban problem, then exposed the cost of technology moving faster than society could learn to control it. The wet street keeps both hoofprints and tire tracks, evidence that two transport ages briefly fought for the same ground. So, could you survive New York's first traffic war? Only if you understood that the safest driver was not the fastest one.